Hello guys, it's Sean Coach doing my weekly plays. So yeah, this is the weekly plays, I guess, because well, it is gonna be from May 24th to May 30th. For context, this is the 11-year anniversary of my favorite weekly plays of all time, from 2015, and of course, same calendar as 2015 in 2026. So I figure, it's the same week. I guess I'll do it. So this is just gonna be like a general episode where I talk about whatever, not news related, just whatever I want. Today I'm going to talk about some schedule stuff just because, it has changed a bit. Just talk about some whatever I want to, I guess, on this. But yeah. So go ahead and look at the schedule here. See what we got. I will talk more about other random stuff this week, and then also just probably talk about the weekly plays itself, and the general whatever's happening that week. But it'll be later in the week. For now, we're just talking about the schedule stuff for today. And yeah, also it is Sunday, or I guess, well, Monday now, about 2:30 a.m. So first up here for the schedule. So for May, of course, we had the first weekly play is the main news week, then this one. A couple anime videos, the Sailor Moon manga box sets went up the start of the month, and then had the Love Life stuff go up a few days ago, which I can't believe I won those still. But yeah, really glad to have Love Life stuff finally, because again, I've liked the series for like a decade at this point, and I just didn't own anything from it, so finally have it. I'll have to try and hunt down the Sunshine stuff at some point, and then get Nishigasaki seasons 1 and 2, and then Superstar season 1 on Blu-ray. I think maybe, or I don't know, Superstar might have season 2 on Blu-ray. Season 3 is not. I feel like after 2022 we just have not gotten any physical releases, which is unfortunate. Hopefully that does happen. Anyway, we also have Bakugan stuff for May. We had, of course, G Ganorada, Bakugan and Black Tech Retrospect episode 18. That went up, early in the month, and then the Redemption of Aquas and Bakutech Bakugan discussion. I actually just recorded this video, I finished, I don't know, 5-10 minutes ago or so. That video, I was going to put up the 28th, but I think it's getting pushed back to the 30th now. And this weekly plays will probably be 31st or something. But yeah, so we got Beyblade. This expanded a little bit because, well, we had the news discussion, as always, for Brachio Whip, and then also Balance Types peaked in Beyblade Burst, Beyblade discussion. This video was the last one that went up, I think. Yeah, a few days ago. Fun video, figured I would make it. Why not? And then we have the unboxings. We, of course, have the Bullet Griffin unboxing that went up early in the month. Also, the Dron Buster Color Choice Booster unboxing. Still can't believe I got that. That went up a couple weeks ago at this point. Unicorn Delta unboxing. This one, I recorded it last night. It'll be up tomorrow. And then the other video here, which I wasn't expecting for this month, but Drawn Strike. I thought it would for sure be too late, but no, it'll be here. Apparently, it's already at my local facility. It just got there though. Which, okay, tomorrow, or I guess today is Memorial Day, which is good because it's been a few days well, not a few days, a few times in a row now where my package gets to the facility kind of around 1 or 2 a.m. and then it's oh, it should probably be here, and then it just doesn't show up for an extra day. I'm oh, I thought to be here, Nope. It's last, it's oh, it's just past the time that it could actually show up, and it just doesn't. So okay, I wait till the next day. So you know what? It's Memorial Day, so it cannot come today, and then that means Tuesday for sure, unless I screw up or something. But yeah, Tuesday's the 26th, I think. So yeah, Drawn Strike video should be the 28th, assuming that holds out. I do have the Bakum video. I'll probably be editing it soon here though. So if nothing else, I'll have that for the 28th, and Drawn Strike hopefully 30th. If not, well, I don't know what to do because that's not good. But yeah. Anyway, for June though, we do have some stuff here. So first up for Bakugan, I think it's just 2 more retrospect episodes, episodes 19 and 20. Yeah, for Well Gallo and Acro Gizzard. Also, weekly plays. It's the 7th to the 13th. This one might get slightly extended because of, Beta new stuff. So maybe like 14th, 15th, but that's fine. I've also heard some rumblings of a Nintendo Direct in June. If that holds out, next weekly plays, which will be not next week, but the week after, will be crazy. Because it's the July releases getting revealed, which are always like the most hype for Beyblade, but also a potential Direct. If there's not a Direct, I'll have to do another weekly plays like the week after or something for when it happens. Unless there's just no June Direct, in that case, Nintendo is just completely fumbling everything right now, but there has to be one. No shot they don't. Anyway, Beyblade next month though. So this one, there's a couple videos that might get pushed back here. We'll see. It depends if we get Hasbro stuff, because if I get the Hasbro stuff, I might push 1 or 2 back. I don't know. But so far, how it's looking, we don't have any unboxings, so I don't think I'll get... Well, I guess, okay, Brachio Whip might happen. I'm not sure yet, but I just have here 4 discussions and a ranking video. The ranking video would be the first one that gets pushed back, but the discussions, we of course have the news discussion, but also Expand Blade First Impressions, Beyblade discussions. This one I could hypothetically do this week for the 30th, but I don't want to because I feel like it's a little too quick. If I get Drawn Strike, I'll put that, it'll probably be like June 2nd, I think. June 2nd, that'd be fine. I think that's, maybe I hold off a little bit more. I don't know yet. I gotta think about it, but yeah. Actually, yeah, 2nd might be quick. I might take the 4th. It's probably a better idea, but anyway. Also, yeah, just thinking about schedule stuff. Yeah, that's better. Okay. But yeah, it goes up hopefully the 4th. Make sure I have everything in order, can get that ready. And then we also have Beyblade's Potential Man. This is going to be a fun CX video where I get to go after CX again because I don't like CX, and ever since the response from the one CX video, I've been out for CX for sure. That was annoying. But yeah, I think... I do wonder, like, if I did not do that video, would I still dislike CX to the same extent that I do? I don't know. Probably pretty close, but maybe not as much, like, slightly less, but yeah. But yeah, I get to go after CX again. I think it'll be a fun video. I put up a meme on my community tab a couple days ago that was about this exact topic, so that'll be a fun one. Then we had one other discussion here, I think it was the burst one. Yeah. Defense types were experimental and burst. Yeah, another type discussion. Why not? And then the last one here, if I do it, good. If not, that means I have quite a few things to unbox, I guess. But we have ranking every Beyblade system's first wave, Beyblade ranking. Basically ranking the first initial wave, first impressions of each line. This will be a fun one, I think. Because I could do a whole system thing. I don't feel ready for that one yet. But I do think a first impressions, like how were the first waves? Did they make a good impression? I think that could be a fun topic. That'll be a really long video, I think, but we'll see. Because I think there's like 24 lines I would have to do, because yeah, you'd have from Bakugan Shoot, 4-layer system, spin gear system, magnet core system, engine gear system, Harpendal system, HMS, whatever you want to call it. Metal Fight, pre-hybrid reel system, hybrid reel system. I would also include the hybrid reel system refresh for season 2, 4D system, synchron system, burst. You'd have single layer system, dual layer system, God system, Josie system, GT system, sparking system, DB system. Also again, the DB system again for the BU refresh, and then for Beyblade X, BX system, UX system, CX system, and then the expand versions of those 3 individually. So yeah, 24. That's quite a few. Like, even if I spend 1 minute on each, that's still gonna be like a 24-minute video. Plus intro, outro, it's gonna be probably over 30 minutes. That'll be a long one to do, but I think it'd be a fun one for sure. So June is looking kind of crazy. That's a lot of high narrative. I kind of want to get some stuff like I could maybe split this up. Although if I split it up, decent chance that something gets pushed back to August, like the ranking, because there was a really big video I wanted to for July, for anime stuff. I don't know if I can pull it off or not, though. We'll see. That'd be something else. I gotta think about it, but yeah. Anyway, but yeah, schedule stuff has gotten a little bit weird because, again, did not expect Drawn Strike yet. To be honest, I didn't expect Unicorn Delta either, but that's more just because of the price. I didn't think I'd be ordering it yet. And then, yeah, it's really up in the air for whatever happens in June. I don't know when the Hasbro stuff comes out properly because I'm not ordering the stuff on eBay for 3 times the price. We'll just have to wait and see, so it should be interesting regardless. But yeah, I think that's all for the, like, I guess, news updates for the week. The rest of the week will just be random other stuff. Again, just stuff I want to talk about, stuff related to 11 years ago, I guess. That'll be fun. So, anyway, that's all for today. So, I'll be back eventually. Alright, it is now it's Thursday, actually. 2 a.m. I was going to say Wednesday, but no, it's Thursday, I guess. But yeah. So, I did do my Drawn Strike video yesterday. I actually have to go edit that, like, probably now, honestly. I make a record first, obviously, but yeah. But I got that yesterday, recorded the video. It was okay. I don't know, they're trying, like, BX stuff is just so hard to make videos on. It's just not interesting. But I did it. We'll edit that, and then that'll go up in about 3 hours. Yeah, it's pretty soon. Yeah, I guess today, though, aside from that stuff, I guess the big thing about the Drawn Strike video is that means that I can actually finally lost my train of thought. I actually recorded the expanded video. I'm not doing it yet. I have to do a decent bit of school stuff this week, which I realistically just gonna be doing that for like 5 hours on Saturday. But I might record the expanded video Thursday or Friday. I don't know yet, but if not, definitely Sunday night, and then should go. I'm gonna put that up to the 2nd. I think probably, or no, I decided the 4th. Never mind. I forgot. Yeah, so I'll go up the 4th, and actually no, that I'm stupid. That's why I decided the 4th, because I wanted to make sure I had more days than just Sunday. Okay, yeah. That'll go up the 4th, and probably the 6th will be the Wild Gallo video, I think. After that, who knows what happens, but yeah. So, expandable video will be big. That'll be a fun one. I hope it does well, because I like doing the first impressions videos, and I feel like they don't do too well a lot of the time. Yeah. But I am still looking forward to doing an expandable video, because, yeah, it's interesting, because it's not a normal, like, new system. It's, like, quite a bit of stuff happening here. I have my notes ready for it, and everything. I just have to actually record it, and then edit it. Again, chance I do end up recording that, like, tomorrow or the day after. I don't know, but probably not. And if I do, it's not getting edited for a bit, because, like, I did my Bakugan video, the Aqua Swan. Like, I recorded that a few days ago, but I still haven't edited that. That'll be either tomorrow or, again, maybe Friday. Has to be by Friday. It goes up, Saturday morning. But yeah, with all that said, today I'm going to talk about some anime stuff. Tomorrow or the day after will be my talk on the, 11 years ago Weekly Blaze. That'll be a whole fun discussion, but, today, because it's a general Weekly Blaze, just one where I talk about whatever, I always talk about anime stuff, so I think last Sunday was probably Easter. I think I left off on, was it Girls Band Cry or Uzumade? I think I finished the former or was close to it. I did like that one. Uzumade, I think, okay, maybe I did talk about this one a little bit. This show's like, it's really, really weird. If you take out the weird stuff, it's okay, but I feel like the weird stuff just makes it, like, not great, so I'm not huge on that one. Basically, for context, I have this massive list of shows where I'm like, I want to watch this. Will I ever get through this list? Probably not. But I would add stuff to it, or I do add stuff to it every now and again when I see something I want to watch. And sometimes I put something on there that I don't know why I put it on there. Like, I don't know why I thought Uzumade was a good show or why it should be on the list. This was probably like, I think this came out like 2017 or 18, which is like early anime streak era. So I put it out, or I put it on the list, and then it just sat there for like 8 or 9 years. I watched it. I don't know why I did. The same idea as Endra last year, where I don't know why I watched it, but I did. Anyway, after that, there's quite a few other things here. So next was Free Run Season 2. Free Run Season 2 is good. I mean, it's Free Run, so it's like obviously great, but Free Run Season 2 is kind of like the weird in-between of the last big arc, which is like the exam stuff, and then the next big arc, which is going to be crazy. Some people are saying Season 2 is not good, or, it's like bad or whatever, which, I mean, come on. It's still Free Run, it's still good. Was it as good as Season 1? Obviously not, but no one is ready for Season 3. Season 3 is going to be wild. Doesn't come out until next fall, which is unfortunate, but with how the art and animation is, I kind of, understand. After that, I watched Jujutsu Kaisen Season 3. This is one of the few, like, modern shonen that I don't dislike. This one, Dandadan and Chainsaw Man. Well, Chainsaw Man's weird, because Chainsaw Man, I feel like, the Season 1 I did not like at all. Well, okay, I shouldn't say that. It was okay, but it felt too Western, but the movie was really good. And then Dandadan, I liked both seasons. I think I like Season 1 a little bit more. I haven't heard great things about later in the manga, so I'm not looking forward to that. But as of now, I like it. But yeah, Jujutsu Kaisen, this show, it's been an interesting one. I thought Season 1 was pretty decent. The movie, I didn't care. Season 2 I thought was pretty good, though. And then Season 3, I don't like Season 3 as much as Season 2. I think Season 2 is probably going to end up being the peak of the series, realistically. But, I did like it more than the movie for sure, and I think I also like it more than Season 1. First couple episodes were set up, and then, yeah, the rest of it was just, like a lot of fights and stuff. There were some good ones. I mean, a lot of things happening, but obviously, episode 4 with Maki is by far the best episode, probably of the series, really. Like, yeah, that one's great, and then everything else I think is good. Yeah, I'll watch Season 4 whenever it comes out, I imagine, so let's see when that happens. After that, though, a couple, anime wanted to watch the new seasons of since they just aired, in winter, and then I continued on to other stuff, specifically Achikochi, another series that has been on my list for a very, very long time. I think it's been there since 2016. I heard of it before that too, so it's been in my mind for a while. This one, I didn't actually like it that much. I felt like it had like the same general like joke or theme constantly. Like it never moved off of that ever. So it just kind of ended up boring. Aside from that, though, it was fine. I didn't mind it. It just like I wished it wasn't that constantly. So it was okay. After I finished Achikochi, though, that's when I decided to go all in on Love Live again. So basically, for context, we gotta go back to 2016. I told the story before, but basically, this was like the start of my anime streak. Obviously, of course, after Love Live, I had to finish it quickly. Well, not quickly, but I want to finish it by a certain point, so that way the next day I could watch, rewatch Shinibio, my second favorite anime of all time. After I finished that, then the next day I realized, wait a minute, I have an anime streak going. I've been watching anime every day for 2 weeks. I decided to watch Haganai, and then, yeah, the rest is ongoing. Anyway, so first before that though, I was really into Naruto for whatever reason. Was catching up on stuff, played the games. Well, I finished Ultimate Ninja Storm 3, which I started a while back, but then I went out, bought Ninja Storm 4, beat that. After I beat that, that's when I decided to watch the two movies I hadn't seen, The Last and then the Boruto movie. watch them back-to-back days. After that, I watched Madoka Magica. And then there was supposed to be a gap. There was supposed to be a few-day gap between Madoka Magica and my Ruracho Chunibyo. But I was talking to someone, we were playing Splatoon, and then they mentioned Love Live, and I'm like, this looks like something I wouldn't want to watch, but you know what, sure. So then, like, later, pretty much as a joke, I started episode 1 a few minutes, and I, like, sent a picture of it to I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch the whole thing, and then I actually ended up liking it. It was started off as just something I was watching just for no reason in particular, and then I'm like, you know what? I actually liked this show a lot more than I thought, which is a good thing because I feel like it made me more willing to watch a lot of other shows because I wouldn't have watched something like that before. But now I'm like, you know what? I can watch whatever. It's fine. So, yeah, I liked Love Live a lot. And then after this is where we get to some weird stuff. So, Love Live Sunshine. This came out in summer of 16. I should have been hyped about it since I had literally just finished the first series, like very end of June of 16. Like Sunshine was just starting. I should have been hyped to either watch it as it aired, which I didn't really do, and I didn't want to do. But still, like by October, I should have been there. I just didn't watch it. Basically, I didn't like that there were different characters. I wanted more of the same. So I feel like back then, this is kind of how Love Live was. Like, it was, you had two people, like two groups of people. You had the people who were just excited to see more stuff because, you know, Muse was done. That was it. It was supposed to be done, right? So people were like, oh, we're getting, like, anything at all. It's good. With Aqua. But then there's the other people who were just like, oh, I wanted Muse to come back. I wanted season 3. You know, that was kind of the group I was in. Not because it made sense, but just because I liked, you know, Muse. But that didn't happen. Such happens. I took all the way until March of 17 to watch it, season 1. That was all I was up by that point. And I only even watched season 1 because I had a Maki profile picture on an old forum site for a bit, and someone from a different community somehow saw my profile and added me because of that, and then I happened to talk to them and basically made like an entire friend group from that, which is crazy, but because of that, because I liked Love Live, I was like, okay, I should probably watch Sunshine. So I watched season 1, and I liked it. Upon rewatch, though, which we'll get to in a second, I I like it a lot more now, I think, but back then I thought it was good, but I'm like, yeah, no, I just like the original more. Just how it is. And then after this, even though I would talk a lot about Love Live and whatever, I did not watch anything for years. Season 2 came out in fall of 17. The movie came out in, I believe, January of 19. Or at least, yeah, I think it was January. It was winter of 19 for sure, but yeah, pretty sure January, like early January. However, this is where I could not beat the fraud allegations because, well, I, until now, never continued Sunshine. I don't know why. It was just one of those things where I was like, always like, yeah, I need to watch it. You know, I just never did. But now the anime streak is nearing, you know, the end, and, well, I was just already wanting to catch up on Love Live stuff. I'm like, yeah, it's time. We're going to watch everything that I have not seen. Anyway, back to that. So in 2020, when, you know, Love Live Nijigasaki started, you know, Nijigasaki is also just very different, very cool. I like it. I do remember seeing Perfect Dream Project get announced way back in 2017. So I was just, because I knew the characters, like I'd seen them before. I was interested in them. And I think All Stars was out by this point, but I never got too into the games personally. I liked Sif, but I'm not a rhythm game person. So I just never got too into it. But seeing an anime for Nijigasaki finally happen, I was interested. That was fall 20. I then watched it in January 21. I watched it pretty quick. I liked it, right? Then Superstar happened in summer of 21. This kind of, I think it got delayed a little bit, so it wasn't done until like mid-October, but I started watching like right away. I watched Superstar. Heard it was pretty good, you know. I liked what they were doing with Leela, so I watched it, and I watched season 1 then. Then 2022, can't talk. 2022 happened. Spring had, or no, was it spring or was it winter? I think it was spring of 22. it was either winter or spring, but I think spring of 22. It was Nijigasaki Season 2, but also then summer had Superstar Season 2. Very, very short time span. So I ended up just deciding to watch all of it in October of 22. I watched both Nijigasaki and Superstar Season 2s back to back and had a good time with that, had fun, liked both of them. Nijigasaki Season 2 was an improvement, I felt, and then I thought Superstar Season 2 was a bit of a step down because, I don't know, the pacing of it was a little bit weird, but it was still good. I still liked it, but yeah, both were good, had a fun time, and that's it. I did not watch anything after this. I believe, 2023 quite a bit. I think it was winter was Nijion the animation, which are like these 3-minute long episodes. It was winter or is it spring? Might be spring of 23, I'm thinking. I don't know when Nijion was. It was either winter or spring of 23. And then season 1 or I'm getting season 1 and 2 backwards. I don't know which is which. So I'm going to say winter or spring. Then there was the OVA, which was a kind of like a sequel / bridge to the next thing. You had the Nijigasaki OVA, which again, after season 2, kind of the prelude, I guess you could say, to the movies that were coming out. And then there was the Yohane spin-off that was in summer of 23. And then after that, in 24, we had quite a few. So there was, again, winter, spring of 24 again. I don't know which is which. I'm getting backwards. It was Nijion Animation Season 2. More of the shorts. Then in September of 24, we had the first Nijigasaki movie, which is a trilogy. So movie 1's here, and then fall of 24 was Love Live Superstar Season 3, the final season. All that came out. And then 2025, the only thing we got, I believe, was in November, which was the second Nijigasaki movie, right? And that takes us to like the end of April when I was, well, I guess start of May when I was deciding, alright, I should probably catch up on everything, right? Want to catch up on all the Love Live stuff, so first up, I started with Nijigasaki, watched the OVA. It was a kind of good, actually, good place to start, I think, because it did kind of remind me of season 2 a little bit, like, okay, this is what was happening, get back into it. I watched both movies. Movie 1 was good. I think movie 2 is a bit better, personally, but they're both really good. Movie 3's not out yet. They'll probably either be late this year or maybe early-ish. Probably not winter, probably spring, if anything, of next year. We'll see, though. Yeah, I thought they were both good. And then after that, I watched Love Live Superstar Season 3 finally. This one, narratively, like in terms of writing, I think this is actually the best Love Live has ever been. I thought it was really, really good. I liked the new characters. I really thought the stuff with Kanan joining the other two, Margaret and Tomari, was going to be like a really short, like 2 episode thing. Okay, they're going to have like their own little group, but then they're going to join. But no, it was actually most of the season that they were like separated from Liella, which is really cool. And then finally they rejoin, and then they really just rejoined to like end the stuff, honestly, which, yeah. I thought it was good. I liked seeing Kanan's character progression throughout all of Superstar. Remember how she was in season 1, 2. I think she's a lot different by 3, which makes sense since it goes by year. Each season's a year, basically. Which I like the whole concept because, of course, with Love Live, every other thing before this, right, has been like, okay, alright, we have, Squall, Project, and Sunshine. You have the 3 first years, 3 second years, 3 third years. Once those third years are gone, everything just like falls apart. The series is over. That's just how it's always been. And then, after that, Nijigasaki is a bit different because, okay, well now you do have the 3, 3, and 3 typical years. In the anime, there's of course Yu, who is like the manager effectively. But then season 2, later within the same year though, we get 3 new characters, 1 extra one per year. But then again, once that's done, I assume it's like graduation time. That's it. Nijigasaki's done. Superstar's a bit different because again, you start off with 5 first years. That's it. Next year, they're second years. Then you get 4 new first years. Then season 3, all those original characters, the original 5, they're now third years. And of course, you have the 4 who are now second years, then two new first years. Though again, when the third years do graduate, I think it does. They all that's it. Right? That's done. But it's at least progression 3 years for once. Believe Hasuna Sora has been a lot different with that, which is interesting. But I don't know as much about Hasuna Sora. But anyway, once I did finish Superstar, though, I did watch the Hasuna Sora movie, which did just come out, like, I think May 8th. Like, it just came out a couple weeks ago. I watched it. What day did I watch it? Because today is the 28th, Thursday. I watched it on, the 17th then? For some reason, I feel like I watched it before then, but surely I didn't watch that 2 weeks ago, or 2.5 weeks ago. No, that's impossible. Yeah, no, I think I watched it about a week later, a week after it came out, because I was watching. I just had caught up, like, I just started my Nijigasaki stuff, like, in May, so I was, like, just starting Superstar Season 3 around then, yeah. Alright, I think that was how that went. Because I know I watched it on a Sunday, I don't think it was that long ago. At least I hope not, otherwise weeks are going too quickly for me, but, anyway. So, that was that, I had a good time with it, and then, oh no, it's definitely, like a week and a half ago, which feels weird, anyway. Then we have Sunshine. Sunshine, I did rewatch season 1. Good time. I liked it more than I did back then, I think. It's been over 9 years, though, yeah. I finished that, I think it was like very end of last week, and then this week I've been watching Love Live Sunshine Season 2. Just finished episode 7 a couple hours back. So probably, I'm not going to talk more about this in this weekly plays, because I'm not going to really be done, I don't think, because again, I have to do school stuff. It's going to be a whole delayed thing. I'll probably only get through like one episode. I don't want to go too quickly. I don't want the finale to be that day. So I'm probably just going to watch one episode today, tomorrow, Saturday. Then I can finally go through how I want to early next week and probably watch the movie like on Tuesday or something. But yeah. So yeah, season 2 should be done early, at worst mid next week, and then the movie, whatever days after that, I'll watch it, and then after the movie, then I've officially finished all of the main stuff for Love Live. We'll have watched, both seasons, plus, the OVA if you want to count that, and the movie for School Idol Project, both seasons, and the movie for Sunshine. Both seasons, the OVA, and the 2 movies that are currently out for Nijigasaki. Not my fault that movie 3's not out yet. And then I will have watched all 3 seasons of Superstar, and then the current movie for Hasuna Sora. That said, I'm not done, because after I finish the Sunshine movie, I'm watching the animation. I'll probably watch a season per day, realistically, because it's like, 3 minutes for 12 episodes each, so it's like a half hour, a little bit more. You have to take a break in between, it's like an hour at most, right? So I'll watch that all season 1, that day after I finish the 1 movie, and then next day I'll watch season 2. After that will be the Yohane spin-off. I'm going to also watch that afterwards, and then that'll be crazy. Finally getting to finish everything. And then that's everything. And then it's just waiting for Nijigasaki movie 3, and also the Hasuna Sora anime. Well, we had the movie, but like the actual first season. I think the movie, which was good. I like the Hasuna Sora movie quite a bit, actually. But it is definitely more of a prologue, I feel, so seen that, have all the context I need to then watch season 1, which is starting in winter of 27, so still quite a few months off, but it'll happen. And I probably won't even watch that when it airs, so I doubt I'll be watching that until like March or April anyway. But I am caught up for when it happens, so that's nice. And then after all that, once I'm done with all the Love Live stuff, which I'll probably talk a little bit about, I imagine, in the next weekly plays, which is in 2 weeks. By then, I should be either finished or just about finished with the Yohane spinoff. But yeah, I'll talk about that a little bit, I imagine, and yeah. However, after that, I will probably watch one more anime, and then I'm going to rewatch Madoka Magica, and then, maybe 1 or 2. It depends on a few things, but doesn't matter anyway. I'll only watch 1 or 2 more anime after I finish the Yohane spinoff, because after that, I'm rewatching Madoka Magica because that was the first true anime that really kicked off the anime streak, because it wasn't Naruto. I was already doing that stuff before. And then gonna rewatch Shinibia, which I did skip out on last year. I replaced it with the Magic Brilliant Parks. I thought it was a good idea. It was not, but yeah, I will get to finally rewatch Shinibia after 2 years. I'm excited for that. And then do my typical Haganai rewatch, and that'll be a little while. And then after that, I rewatch Haruhi. Once I finish the Disappearance, that's it. Anime streak's over. Though that said, regardless of when I'm watching or what I'm watching, June 21st is the 10-year anniversary, so doesn't matter what happens after that, I'm just doing the other stuff because I want to. But once I hit the 21st, I at least hit my goal. So if for some reason I can't watch anime any day in that next month, for whatever reason, which I don't know why there would be one, but if there is one, it doesn't matter. Because I've hit the 10-year mark, we're good. I just want to ideally finish it out on some rewatches and call it there. Yeah, that'll be something. Yeah. Anyway, I think that's all I have to say for today. I just want to talk about the Love Life stuff because I don't know, just interesting, I guess. Still finishing up Sunshine. I can't believe I did not watch Sunshine fully. I only watched season one back then, and yeah, realistically, I should have been watching Love Live Sunshine season two back in like winter, or at least at latest spring of 18. And then I should have just watched a movie after that, like, I don't know, again, at least by like spring. Should have done it before high school ended. Again, I can't believe it's been that long, 7 years ago at this point, but yeah, anyway. That's all to say for this one. Yeah, I'll be back again tomorrow or the day after for some other stuff, because I already had this giant Love Live discussion, but we have more stuff. I wanted this to be a good one, because it is the 11-year anniversary of my favorite Weekly Blaze ever, so got some more stuff to talk about tomorrow or the day after or whatever, and that'll be fun. I'll have to actually look back at the other Weekly Blaze, because I have to think of what I want to talk about exactly. Anyway, before I do that though, I do need to actually edit that video. I'm down to 2.5 hours. Bit of a problem, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. Alright, it's now Friday at like 2:30 a.m. Before I say anything else, I did for something with anime yesterday. I watched the My Hero Academia like extra episode, which was good. Just forgot to mention it. Anyway, today is the big one, the 2015 day. So it is May 29th of 2026, which is not great because it means it's been 11 years since this, which is not what I was hoping to think about, but you know, it is what it is. So basically, it's okay. So May of 2015 was wild. So I guess to go back to the week before, I had a pretty crazy week as is. Mainly two things. First up, you know, starting at the beginning of the previous week of May 18th, that was my last like regular day of school. We pretty much had already finished everything by then though, but still, you know. Last normal day. And then, day after that, the 19th, was supposed to be a trip for the 8th graders, and I did not go. Instead, I had a dentist appointment, which was huge, because it means that was the day I got my braces off, which was great, because I had braces for almost 3 years, and then, you know, it's like the most inefficient thing ever. My teeth have already, like, not shifted back horribly, but, like, I feel like if I wore braces for 1 year, or even maybe a year and a half, it would not have been different than all the extra time I spent with them, which is annoying, but, yeah, anyway, I mean, retainers, because it's like you have to wear a retainer forever, and, like, no one does, and then it's like, oh, I stopped after years of wearing it, and it's like, yep, they shift back eventually, it's like, alright, that's nice. At least it's not, like, horrible, like, it was really bad before then, but, now it's like, they look normal, it's fine, just not perfect. Like, I always hated having braces because, like, they was like, oh, no, well, you can't get them off yet because we're perfectionists, like, has to be perfect. Should have just gotten them off in January of 14, really. Should have been it. Literally no different from then till now. Like, it's like basically the same, like, okay. the extra year and a half really meant nothing. Anyway, but it doesn't matter. I was just excited to have them off at the time, and then after that, Wednesday the 20th, we had like a half day kind of schedule, and then the latter half of the day was graduation practice, and then Thursday the 21st was the big day, because, well, the first big thing happened in the week, obviously, was the race coming off, but this was the other big one, 8th grade graduation. Main part of that being, of course, summer break, and also it was early summer break for me, because usually it was like early June, not May. I remember doing that. I remember being very, very proud of my merge, because I had to, because, after you get your diplomas and stuff, everyone leaves, and you're supposed to, like, person at the end of each row to merge, and I was in charge of merging. I did a great job merging, and I remember that went well, and then you got to go home, and that was summer 2015. This was the summer, and I feel like, the weekend was good. I had a good time, but this was like the first full week, right? This was my first, like, this week, right now, 11 years ago, was like the first true week of summer break. And it was great. And this Weekly Blaze is great for many reasons, but this week in particular, I just remember the main thing was centered around Friday the 29th. And again, it is Friday the 29th today. And back then, I was very ready for this day. I had a whole plan. I had like papers of like, it might as well have been war plans at this point with how I was, because it was amiibo hunting day. Back then, from like, okay, so amiibo hunting was weird because they were kind of rare, but like I feel like there wasn't this massive hunt until like wave 3, because like people were hunting wave 2, but like it feels like around January 15 is when things are really, say like December 14 was harder because it's like, okay, holiday season, things are weird, but like January, everyone's bored. So January 15, I would say until September of 15 was that. After that, I feel like people were still trying to hunt and stuff, but it just, stock was decent enough at this point. And even September wasn't bad, it was just no one knew if it was going to be, good or not, because the last things we had were, in July, which weren't great either. The Retro 3-pack pre-orders came up in August were pretty good, but again, that was pre-orders. No one knew if September was going to be good or not, and yeah, it was pretty good. But man, that period of time from January through through September was so fun for amiibo hunting, and this was the big one, because Wave 3 was a mess. Wave 4 was not going to be a mess. We had proper release dates this time around. Everything was set up to be, done correctly. Also, the other big thing, which I feel like is more impactful now, but back then, as much as I hate to admit it, I feel like it was my secondary goal, and that was Splatoon. I was excited for Splatoon, but back then I was just so all in on amiibo hunting that I was less excited for Splatoon than I was amiibo. I never would have admitted that back then. I would have said, no, of course Splatoon's like the better thing, but no, I was more excited for the amiibo, I'm not going to lie, but again, nowadays, obviously, like, I like Splatoon a lot, like it is, like, I'm very excited for Raiders in a couple months. That's like just under 2, or no, yeah, under 2 months now. So I was looking forward to that. Obviously, I prefer Splatoon to just amiibo, but back then it was not like that. Also, Splatoon was unproven. This is Splatoon 1 we're talking, not 2, Octo, 3, Side Order Raiders, no, nothing like that. So anyway, I remember a couple months before this, because we had pre-orders go up in like April. I remember in early April trying to get pre-orders. I remember GameStop was a mess. Their systems were a mess, but I managed to get a few. I got Pac-Man and Charizard, which were like the two most common Smash amiibo, and then I passed up on the Splatoon 3-pack for whatever reason, and then I did get Ness, though. I did get my Ness pre-order, which was the GameStop exclusive, huge deal, very good. And then it was, later in April that happened to get a Wario pre-order, probably another one. It's like the third easiest, but still, like, hey, another pre-order in, great, I got that from Walmart. And then it was time, I remember May 28th, I did not sleep, I took a nap eventually, like, at like 12 or 1 p.m. I slept for like 4 hours that day, but I remember I was up all night. I was ready. It's like 6:45. Like we gotta go because Target opens at 8. Took us like longer than I would have hoped for us to get there, but it wouldn't have made a difference anyway. Because they didn't have Lucina or Robin there. But anyway, I was hoping for everything. Of course, Lucina, Robin, Splatoon 3 pack, Silver Mario, and then the exclusive there, Jigglypuff. And so, get there, line up, and I remember there's a guy trying to cut in line when the store opened. Did not happen, but yeah, I remember getting there. We were only waiting in like 10 minutes, I think. They opened the store early. It's like 7:50, but got there, and I remember one of the biggest... This might actually... Okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. So I grabbed the things that they had, right? The things that were there. They had the 3 that I had ordered, the 3 easier ones. They had only a couple Silver Marios. They had a few of the Splatoon 3 packs, and then they had Jigglypuff. So I was like maybe 9th or 10th in line, and I managed to get Jigglypuff and the Splatoon 3 pack, the last Splatoon 3 pack, and like one of the last Jigglypuffs, but there was almost a massive problem. So back then, I did have my some of my own money, but back then I would never bring any money. I would always like, I mean, I was 14, right? So it's up to whoever's with me. I'll pay him back after. That was just always how it went, which is stupid, but whatever. So my dad, he, hands him a $100 bill for the 3-pack and Jigglypuff, which is like, it's like with tax, like what, $50 or so. So it makes sense. But they're like, oh yeah, we can't take $100 bills, which is stupid. Like, why? Why do $100 bills exist if stores aren't gonna take them? Like, okay, we have, in terms of like actual dollar bills, right? We have 1, 2, but 2s are weird, so I'm not going to count them. 5s, 10s, 20s, 50s, 100s. There's 6 regular bills. Like, 100s are not rare. They're not like $2 bills, right? There's 6 of them. You're telling me you can't use one of the 6? That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. So, anyway, that's a problem. And then he's like, oh, no problem. Yeah, because my dad, he's like, yeah, I got my card. We'll do that. And then doesn't work. And it's like, oh, that's like really strange. That shouldn't happen. So at this point, it's like, am I even going to get these amiibo at this point? Because like we didn't have any other money other than the 100. Did not have, and everything else was cards. So it's like, oh, well, great. So he's like, all right, let me order my credit card, I guess, since the debit card's not working. That also declined. So the guy's like, oh yeah, by the way, sometimes this machine just doesn't work properly. So we go to a different one, use the debit card there, and it's perfect. So it's like, okay, great. We just waste like 10 minutes. Luckily, I got the amiibo though. But then after this, we go to Toys R Us. I wait in line for 2 hours from until it opens at like 10. And unfortunately, if we did not waste those 10 minutes, I might have actually had a full sweep. Like, no joke. I think I actually could have pulled it off. But there were a couple people ahead of me. One person a couple spots up, I think, got the last Robin. I don't know if I would have got Robin or not, but maybe. But the person right in front of me got the last Lucina. I know I would have gotten Lucina had I been there. It was annoying. But, alright, at this point, I have Splatoon 3-pack, and, I have the 3 easier Smash Me, but, those are secured. I have Nest secured, one of the 3 exclusives. I have Jigglypuff, the second of the 3. I have the Splatoon 3 pack, so I need... And then Lucina Robin, probably cooked. So I need Silver Mario, and then the last of the Smash exclusives, Toys R Us exclusive, Greninja. Wait in line, I get the tickets for them, and then get in, I get both. Great. And then I went to the GameStop just to see, if they had anything. They didn't, but picked up my Splatoon pre-order that was there, and then I remember drove over to a Taco Bell, had some, I guess, lunch at this point. I had been up way too many hours, but yeah. Went home, opened up all my amiibo. Also, I had a package waiting with, Pac-Man, Charizard, and Ness. Checked out Splatoon a little bit, and then fell asleep for a few hours. And I tried to grab Lucina and Robin from Amazon. Failed, but then I found this one site called Tiger Direct that had them both up very briefly for a regular price, which was insane. I got both, and the orders were pending for a couple days, but they went through. I got them like a week later. Also, Wario showed up the day after because Walmart's Walmart, and they're always slow. But About a week later, I got Lucina and Robin. Clean sweep of everything. I just remember that day. It was crazy because like I had so many plans. I had multiple routes. Like, okay, if this doesn't go well, go this. Like, it was crazy. And then yeah, it was something else. But managed to kind of get it to work. I mean, I got almost everything. I mean, at least got a clean sweep on the exclusives. That was kind of crazy. Like Jigglypuff and Greninja. Like Jigglypuff was really tight actually. So I was like second to last. Like, and I was there before it opened. Um, there were a decent amount of Greninjas, I think, but I mean, if I didn't line up, I don't know if I would have gotten one. And again, Nest pre-order was really clutch. The site was on fire when I pre-ordered it, so somehow managed to get all of them. And again, Lucina Robin, they kind of work themselves out, I guess. I think shipping was like $10 for both, but like it's not really a huge deal. I mean, I've paid shipping for stuff before at this point, so who cares? But again, I effectively got the closest to a clean sweep that I could without actually getting it, so really not bad. And after that point, again, Amiibo rarity wasn't as crazy at this point. Like, okay, July, there was the Amazon pre-order for Palutena, who was an exclusive, and she lasted like 5 minutes, not even. Got her. Had the hunt where I woke up late for Dark Pit, but they had a fair amount, so I was able to get them. And then, again, the Retro 3-pack pre-orders, which I lined up for, but again, they had quite a few, so I got it. And then, just had orders for everything else. I did import Dr. Mario and Bowser Jr. just because I was worried about them being rare, but they really... I mean, Bowser Jr. wasn't too bad, but Dr. Mario was like everywhere. And then I did get pre-orders for Elimar, Xerxes Samus, and Ganondorf as well, so it worked itself out well enough, I would say. But, okay, I know stock issues were like not good, and it wasn't fun, technically, but at the same time, there was something about it that was, so... Yeah, I just remember the Wave 4 stuff Splatoon. That was like a crazy day. But yeah, around the same time I got Lucina and Robin, I had my 8th grade graduation party as well, which is how I was able to get quite a bit of money actually, and that was a huge thing actually. So that kind of pairs in like after this, and really was a big reason why 2015 summer was as good as it was. Because I had multiple like flea market trips. Because like just looking around the stuff I have in here, like okay, I would have gotten some stuff without that, but like Atari 7800, I think. No, that one I would have gotten before. I got it before my party actually. But there were some other things like the Odyssey, the Complete Box Odyssey, Odyssey 2. Let's see, Atari 5200, Intellivision 2, Odyssey 300. Sega Sports Dreamcast, Virtual, that's a huge one. Would I have gotten all these things without that? Probably not. Also that summer, Bakutech. I mainly was able to order so much of it because I had a lot of money. And Bakutech, yeah, 2015 summer was the summer of Bakutech, at least like the later half of it anyway. But yeah, that is kind of a really big, important thing in my mind. So yeah, I kind of I do like thinking about that. So Bakutech stuff that was huge that summer, and also Beyblade Burst came out in summer 15. Also Super Craft Bros. I played a lot. That was like my own personal like renaissance because you still had a lot of people playing. But I was also not complete garbage at the game at this point, like I used to be. So like, I was actually having more fun. People are playing still. And I was getting Bakutech stuff, and Beyblade Burst came out, and Amiibo was as good as it would ever be. And I was getting a lot of retro games and just generally having fun with games because, like, okay, Splatoon, and like this is like during the Smash 4 DLC cycle, which is still my favorite Smash DLC cycle. Um, and there's just so much other good stuff, like that I'm not even gonna get into. But yeah, and this week was the week that really kicked it off because yeah, technically the week before did because it was when I finished and graduated, but that was like, most of that week was school. I just had finished. This was the week where, it was fully summer break. You got that crazy date with Splatoon and the Amiibo. So, wanted to record this week specifically because of that. Yeah, I think that's everything though. It's just a story I wanted to talk about, and if I think of anything else, which I don't think I will, but if I do, I will record more tomorrow, and if I just have anything else, I'll record tomorrow. If not, I'll just end it off then. But anyway, yeah, that's all for today. So anyway, yeah, I'll be back. If, again, nothing else to end it off, but if I have anything else to say, then, well, I'll say it tomorrow. So, yeah. Alright, it is now Saturday, a little bit before 3 a.m. So, last clip of the week, a couple of details I forgot yesterday, one of which is that I did not order my Pac-Man from GameStop. I got that from Walmart. It was like around the same time. It was like right around the start of the wave of pre-orders going up. So, yeah, I forgot. GameStop was only Charizard and Ness. They did run out of Pac-Mans. Because that was the thing. I actually ran out of Pac-Mans like right before it was my turn. Same with Wario's. So, barely just missed them. But I got the Pac-Man pre-order pretty quickly. Yeah, well, Wario was a little while after, like late April. But anyway. Other thing. This one, I didn't forget. But back in my old weekly plays, I saw that Toys R Us had 0 Robins, 0 Lucinas, which is false. They had 2 each. And yeah, I remember back then I was like so disappointed. I'm like, I'm just gonna say that they had none, just so it sounds better for me. No, they had 2. I missed them again. I think I could have pulled that off, either if the card issue slash money issues didn't happen with like the thing getting rejected or them having the stupid like $100 policy or whatever, or if I did the smart thing and just like told my dad which one was which, and then like had him drop me off at Toys R Us. He went to Target, and I just waited because then I would have for sure gotten them. I don't know why I didn't do that. Maybe I wasn't allowed to because I was like 14. I don't know, but that could have been it. Anyway, I think that's probably everything. So yeah, as a recap for that, I did get that initial pre-order for Charizard Ness. Very shortly after was that was from GameStop. Very shortly after, I got my Pac-Man pre-order through Best Buy. Then late April, I got my Wario pre-order through Walmart. Then finally in May, on the 29th, the day of reckoning, I went to Target, got Jigglypuff and the Splatoon 3 pack. Barely. Ended up being a bit late to Toys R Us, later than I wanted to be. But I was able to get Silver Mario and Greninja, and then picked up Splatoon at GameStop. Went home, got my Pac-Man, Charizard, and Ness orders in. Day after 30th, I got Wario in, and then also on the 29th night of, I got from Tiger Direct, Lucina and Robin orders. They came, I believe, a week later on the 6th, which was also when I had my 8th grade graduation party. It was a pretty cool day. Yeah, I got those on the 6th, and that was very cool. I was happy to get Lucina and Robin. But yeah, I think that's everything I have to say. Just a fun, classic week. Next weekly Blaze I think will be interesting. So, just give like a bit of a preview. Obviously, it's the June news week, so I'll have all my June news stuff to go over. But Beyblade's gonna be crazy because we have the big. We've all been waiting for Glory Valkyrie. Like, it has been such a boring news cycle for a while now. Because like, okay, we've known about like Bullet Griffin as much as I like it. We knew about that since February. Same with Tron Strike, and so in March when we get to see more of those, I mean, I guess there's also like Storm Spriggan, but who cares? The only good thing about that was getting better pictures and also confirming Bullet Griffin's gimmick, which we already kind of like surmised. So does it matter? And then obviously like I guess getting Unicorn Delta. But I mean, who cares about Unicorn Delta? And then April was like, alright, well, not April. No. Delta was April, my bad. March was just that stuff. April was Delta. And then, yeah, May was, well, March was the Ava deck, so that was pretty cool. But that's like 2 months ago at this point, like over 2 months ago. And then, yeah, May was Brachio Whip, and again, who cares? But Glory Valkyrie is going to be crazy. I think everyone's excited to see this one. So, under 2 weeks at this point, or just about 2 weeks. So, excited regardless, that'll be the big one. Aside from that, I guess I got my extra Love Live updates in that Weekly Blaze part, and then the other thing, this could it could be pretty crazy, Weekly Blaze, because I think we have a Nintendo Direct coming that week. Week after that is Juneteenth, and I don't think they'll do it that week, probably. Maybe they do. But I doubt it. Week after that, Star Fox, so it's definitely not the last week of June, which is great. They could do the first week, I just don't think they will. But that's that second week. I think it'll be that one. That's the week I have planned for weekly plays. So hopefully next weekly plays will be crazy. It'll be a good one, hopefully. I think this one was fun. Talk about some stuff, but yeah. I think that's really all to say for this week, though. So again, skipping next week. Week after will be the big one. Hopefully it'll be. I mean, it'll be good regardless. But hopefully it's like really good with a potential direct. But anyways, yeah. That's all for this week, though. So anyways, thanks for watching, and bye bye.